It's E91 wagon time, guys. Welcome back to another episode of 0 to 60. Now, it's about 2 months later than I intended to do this video, but we're finally getting a start on the 320D build. So, quick run around and explanation of what's going on. I can't use my M54s at the moment. That story will come out down the track. It will be interesting, but I can't use them, can't fix them, can't do anything with them. So I've been using this as a bit of a run around, and I've always wanted an E91. I always wanted to build an N54 single turbo E91. They look kind of cool. Yeah, and this sort of popped up at the right price. I couldn't buy it at the time, so a friend of mine bought it, and I'm using it. In fact, I pretty much own it now, I guess. She's just gone and bought another car. So we're doing pretty good with this. It's looking like it's going to be my car. However, I can't do the engine modifications yet. I'm using it to do a lot of mileage, and this N47 diesel somehow doesn't appear to use any fuel. I'm legit averaging 4.8 litres per 100, which compared to the world of high-power ethanol cars that I'm used to, this thing is so good on fuel. And I want to keep using it to drive to work and back for the next foreseeable future anyway, before we go crazy with the engine. Maybe it'll happen soon, we'll see how we go. But that doesn't mean I can't do the other stuff. So here's what I'm thinking. I've got some wheels for it. They are off an M6, but they're genuine M6 wheels, so they're big boy wheels. I don't know if they're gonna fit under the guards. We'll see if we can get them on in this video. We've got suspension for it. You know I'm gonna be putting some dick-ass brakes on it. I've got stereo to go in it, Android head unit, all the sort of things that, to be honest, most 320D owners probably do. So it's probably going to be quite a relevant video for not our normal M54 crew, but it will end up with an M54 at some point. I still haven't decided if I'm going to go DCT or 8HP. What do you guys think? I kind of want to do 8HP because it's just better for drag racing, but then a DCT wagon's kind of cool. I don't know. It's something we're going to sort out. We're going to make it very, very cool over the next 12 months, and I want to document the build. However, before I throw a load of expensive parts at it, we need to make sure that this isn't an absolute piece of garbage. It has done 343,000 Ks. That means I have done 8,000 Ks in this thing already. I need to make sure the subframe's not going to fall out. I need to make sure we've got a good base before we invest a lot of time and money into it. So let's get it up in the air. This is going to be the first time I've legit had it up in the air. I've had a few issues with it. Nothing serious. It had a thermostat, or it needed a thermostat, and the alternator regulator I have replaced. The regulator was an intermittent fault that really caught me out. But yeah, it was just end up putting a $40 AliExpress regulator in there, and she's been good. All right, let's get it up in the air and make sure that we're not messing with an absolute pile of junk. But the fact I've done 8,000 Ks, and it probably confirms it's not. Oh, and they're the wheels that we've got to see if we can fit on. They are big boy wheels. I don't know if they're going to fit. We'll see, we'll see. Standard tire size, just with a bit of stretch. All right, let's get it up in the air. All right, I'm going to start at the front first and make sure that we're not full of oil leaks. Okay. A little bit of weeping, but that's normal for a BMW, let alone one that's done 1/3 kilometers. We have, okay, got some interesting repair work going on that control arm, but hey, it's doing what it needs to do. I haven't had any issues with the headlight system, and that is the headlight aimer, that piece just there. It tells the headlights where they need to dip. Shocks are not leaking. We have an upgraded or an aftermarket upgraded caster arm bush. All the boots are good. Someone has been looking after this. Again, shock's good, not leaking. Yep, they put 2 caster arms on it. That was good of them. Okay, we're looking all right. It's still got a DPF, annoyingly, because it would be even better on fuel if it didn't. And this suspension, okay. Someone's done a brake sensor delete, but that's okay, I was gonna do that anyway. And that is just a brake pad wear sensor, not something that I ever rely on because I look after my cars. In fact, apart from this one, shouldn't say that, guys. Okay, we got a little bit of weeping out of the diff. It's okay, that's gonna need to get changed when it goes to a different transmission, but I'll clean it up for now and might just re-torque the diff housing plate. All right, she doesn't look too bad. Can't really see the chassis, but like all the subframe is not corroded. It all looks fresh. So, phase 1, the car's not a complete write-off. In fact, it's pretty good condition for the kilometers. I'm happy with that. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna drop the oil out of it. I actually bought oil to go into this the first week I was lent the car. I always thought I'd look after it and service it, and I just haven't had a chance. Life has been crazy lately. So I'm just gonna drop the oil out of it. I'll show you guys the filter. Diesel oil's always filthy, so you can't tell much by what actually comes out of the sump. But we'll get the oil change while it's up in the air, and we'll see if we can get these big wheels on. Oof. And I hope the new subscribers don't mind this type of content. I like to sort of share the intimate ownership information with the cars that I have on the channel, so you see the reality of how they start, how they finish, what problems we encounter, and how we fix them. Yeah. All right, let me get the oil changed. All right, let's try and not drop oil everywhere, but I kind of feel like it's going to be the case. Oh my God. All right. Man, it's just filthy. It's just filthy. But the oil looks really thin, like it's mixed with diesel. Ugh. Yep. I just feel like there might be some diesel in the oil. It's very thin. Oh well, let's get the new filter in and see if we can help make this engine last a bit longer. Ugh. I'm sure it's fine. Well, I've had my first real car guy moment. The part that we ordered for this, well, a little while ago now, is actually the wrong one. Now, I got this from Repco. It is a Repco branded filter, and they list this filter for models up to the 3rd month 2010, and then this one for 3rd month 2010 onwards, with this little phallus bit on the end. However, according to Real OEM, this car should have a filter with the bit on the end, and Repco have just got the listing wrong. So I've ordered the right filter, but I'm not going to get it here till tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to drop the oil out, make sure it doesn't get started, and yeah, let's get on with these wheels, I think. I'll let you know if there's anything exciting when we drop the oil. Real car guy stuff never goes to plan. Even real race car stuff, that doesn't go to plan either, but we don't show it because it gets pretty boring. Anyway, let's get these wheels on. Okay, so I've decided not to do the oil. This is a real raw video, by the way, just in case the car needs to come off the hoist in the morning for a real car to do some real work on it. However, let's get on with the wheels and see if they're going to fit. So these are a 19-inch factory BMW wheel. I think they're off an F series, but I don't really know. And it's running the correct size tyres for the E91 wagon. Basically, the tyre size matched the tyre placard on the car. And it's the same size tyres that we've now got on the new rims, which are slightly wider. Definitely a more staggered fitment, and we'll see what they look like. In fact, it's the rears that I think are going to be the big improvement, because, man, that wheel looks like it's a long way in. While we're doing the wheels, we've also got to measure the brakes, because I have started the ordering process with Dick Arse to get the big brake kit for this, and we're doing something cool with that as well. And apparently there are different size handbrakes on E91s, or 320Ds maybe, so I need to measure the handbrake size. I hope that doesn't cause any problems when it comes time to put a 335 rear end in it. We'll see what happens. Dick Arse, we'll sort it out. They're good at that. All right, let's get these wheels off with my new Christmas present, a real rattle gun from Ryobi, not the toy one that I used to have. Let's see if it cracks these nuts. Damn, cracks it easy. Oh. Okay, maybe not too easy. It did die a bit. I like it. Feels like the real one. Oh, that's cool. And it's still cheap, like half the price of a Milwaukee. I like it. All right, I'm gonna get the other wheels fitted, and you guys will see me in a second. Okay, so genuine M6 wheels on a 320D. Kind of weird. I mean, luckily we've got brake clearance. I was worried about that. That's a big boy wheel. It's funny, both 19-inch, but this thing looks so much bigger. Wow. All right, it's time to the rear. Oh. Okay, that one's off. Now I've got to measure that while we're here. So these hubs, or the handbrakes, come in a 160 or a 185 millimeter size. I'm hoping this is the big one. It's not. It's a 160. Ugh. So I'm guessing the 335s must have a 180. Because that's a small rotor, which means the hub might be different. If anyone knows if it's going to be an issue when I want to put 335 axles in this, please let me know below, just in case the spline is different. On another note, did anybody else see the Dick Arse brakes on Donut Media last week? I mean, if Donut just watched 0 to 60, they would have known not to use the factory Dick Arse pads. That's a bit aggressive. Wow. Oh, YouTube's great. So, the Ryobi rattle gun, maybe a bit more powerful than I anticipated. It just split the socket. Wow, this is a really expensive Renegade socket. It wasn't expensive. Well, I got a bit perplexed then with the socket breaking, but this looks kind of cool. The wheels do need a bit of a clean up, but I wanted that dished look that these particular wheels have. And I'm a bit up in the air about aftermarket rims. I've had some luck with cheap rims, some not so luck, which is why I kind of went with these genuine ones, even though they're quite expensive. But I like them. I like them. And we can always paint them if we want to make them look good. In fact, let me show you how different this looks. In fact, that front one might be poking out a bit too much. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a bit different to the other wheels that were on there. All right, let's lower it down and see how it looks. Oh, I think that looks like it's going to rub. Ugh. We might be right. We might be right. Oof, close though. Alright, I think I might put a block under it and we'll see where it gets in the guard. Ooh. That looks like it's touching. Is it touching? Oh no, we still got a bit of movement. But we're gonna scrub. Oh, damn. Alright, so that's 2 fails in this video. On the next episode of 0 to 60, Andrew's going to be learning how to roll the guards of an E91. So, bit of a fail this video. Yep, classic 0 to 60, I love it. But it's the reality of trying to do these things. I didn't do enough research when I bought these wheels. They were on an E46 wagon with bigger tyres. So I'm surprised that we haven't got clearance on this thing. It does look kind of cool, but we're just going to have to give it a bit of a roll. I'm going to have to try and track down a guard roller. But yeah, wrong oil filter, broke a wheel socket, and the wheels don't fit. Welcome back to 0 to 60. But I know the thing that we're doing tomorrow will definitely fit because it's the other end of the scale. It's a top quality product. So we'll get onto that and I'll give you an update once I work out how I can make these wheels fit because I do think it looks good and I want to roll around in it. And I'd love to see these things bellowing some smoke at the track one day at rolls. Oh, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. And I want to try and get back to more of the old school roots that we used to have with this channel. And I will, as well as all the cool builds that are going on as well. And things are starting to come together. It's awesome. Thank you all for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.